Okay, this video is for my God. My God should know people was calling some other God a God, and they know that when I talk about God, I'm not talking about the same God that they talking about. They was talking about some other God that want people to kill themselves and stuff like that, and a bunch of crazy means they was calling something God, and they know that whatever it is that they was calling God is not the same being or identity I call God, and they was using different names and different words, and they tried to get me to be a fake preacher and stuff like that. They tried to get me to write a book. They tried to get me to play the role of Jesus or an angel or some kind of magic person or a prophet or something like that. And I said, no. They tried to get me to pretend to be the Bible story character that they call Jesus, or they tried to get me to say, use the identity of God or something like that, And I don't know what this means and I don't know what that means, but they tried to say that my wife is that. That I don't know what those words mean. And they tried to get me to take advantage of people. They tried to get me to pretend as if I was Jesus or somebody from the Bible or some kind of alien or some kind of angel or something like that and stuff like that. And I'm a mental health patient. They said somebody bewitched me. And I did see a TV show where it was the same way. A guy said he was married to a wife, and she would be controlling what he do and using him like a puppet. When I learned more about words, or when I learned about words, people said that they was using me as a puppet, and I didn't want them using me as a puppet. It was like, if a person is conning you and trolling you, it can mean something bad, because like they say that a con artist is a person that tell lies to people and try to cheat them out of their money. A con artist. And then they said that a troll is kind of like a hyena, a person that laughed at you when bad stuff happened to you, stuff like that. So it was like somebody was trying to con me and somebody was trying to troll me. And they said somebody had tried to bewitch me, and they had me saying a lot of bad stuff and doing a bunch of crazy mess, because since I was the youngest one from a household and they called themselves a family, they thought it would be easy, and that they did a whole bunch of bad stuff and they used me, and it was not my ideal. They say they made songs and music and stuff like that, and they wanted me to think that I was something that I'm not, because it wasn't my energy and it wasn't my idea. And I don't know what they did to me when I was a baby, because it's kind of hard to remember what happened when I was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 years old, because I got molested and abused when I was 5 years old, and it kind of did something to my mind. And I got these bumps and bruises and scars and brain damage. I'm not suicidal. And I never killed anybody or any of that stuff like that. Oh yeah, they tried to do that too. They kept on trying to get me to kill somebody. They said they was part of a group where you have to kill somebody in order to be in the group. And they kept trying to tell me to kill somebody, and then they wanted it to be a girl, like or a woman or a lady or a female is what they call it. A different gender than I am. You know, and I didn't do it. And then they had beat me up and this chair and stuff. Um, they said them people that said they was part of a family and those names and some of the people, they was talking about making a sacrifice or something like that. And it was like they was talking about killing somebody. And then they was saying that stuff about me. They tried to make me look like the bad person and stuff like that. And when I say this and I say that, I don't know what it means because some of the people said my wife is that. Is my wife that? I'm not sure. I don't know what those words mean. The birth certificate said April Williams, but different people seem like they used that name of April Williams and did bad stuff to me or whatever. I'm not judging anyone. I have a wife, is what I think, because I have a marriage license and somebody tried to make me think different stuff. Um, they tried to get me to call somebody else God. I think it was a man or something like that. Somebody tried to say that their dad or their mom was God. And their dad is not my dad, and their mom is not my mom, and their God is not my God. They tried to say they had a whole lot of money or they was rich or something like that. They tried to say that they own a lot of these businesses and stuff like that. And they tried to have me saying a bunch of crazy stuff. And they tried to mix or merge their energy, with my mind and my consciousness. And I said, no, you know, it's not what I'm trying to do, stuff like that or whatever. So, they was using words like this and that and that. And then they was talking about my wife. They said my wife is that or that or a hairy beast, or they was saying bad stuff about my wife, stuff that I didn't say. And I'm not sure what it all means or what they was talking about or whatever. They said it was a bad family and they was calling their dad God and they was calling their mom God and they tried to make me into a slave and stuff like that. And they tried to get me to be a fake preacher and they tried to get me to write scripture books and stuff like that. And I never did. I had this coloring book and it wasn't no scripture or anything wrote in those books. And I don't even think those ideas were my ideas because someone else was there when those books was being made. And I'm not sure what was going on, because being a mental health patient, I'm not suicidal, but I was given a bunch of psychiatric drugs and pills, and I've been trying to get those pills and drugs out of my system, and clear my head, and I'm not suicidal, of course. So I'm not suicidal, and they was using those names like Al and J, and I don't know if they was using the names like L for Allah or J for Jesus or Jehovah and stuff like that. And they was using those names like Yah and stuff like that with the Y and stuff. And they was calling those names God and deities or daddies and stuff like that. And they tried to get me to go along with that kind of stuff like that. And I don't know what I said or what happened during those times, but my God should hear what I'm saying. My God never told me any of those names are the names of a God at all, you know. So I'm not judging them because, I didn't come here to change their family or their way or their religion or whatever it is that they do. I didn't come here to join their family or their religion or, you know, those situations either. So my guys should know they tried to bully me and they tried to trick me into something in a bad way. And they tried to use their size and their guns and their groups and their money and their businesses. And they tried to use the name and the image of a person named April Williams. And they tried to make me beg or lust after a name or an image. And I'm not even sure if it's the name or the image of my wife at all. And they tried to do sex magic and they tried making soul ties and soul contracts and people that was being mean to me and stuff like that. They tried to use me as a puppet to talk for them. They was doing some stuff where like it was a gender war, like the girls against the guys or the women against the men or the boys against the girls or the different color people against the different color people. I'm not part of any of those situations. So, when I was trying to get all of this stuff out of my system and trying to get all of this stuff out of my system, so it's not about this or that or those code words. It's not what I mean. What I'm saying is, when people heard me saying words about stuff or whatever and stuff like that, it wasn't my idea. I guess it was just the bad stuff, coming back out because I didn't want it inside of me, you know. So, instead of fighting somebody or killing somebody, I verbally said words. And I don't like it. I never, since I've been here, you know, I don't make wishes and I don't make promises because I don't believe in, you know, those types of situations. Seem like it was something bad whenever people do these stuff. And what I mean by this stuff, I'm talking about whenever people made wishes or promises, you know. So, uh, my God should know how I feel. And the situation about my marriage license and my wife and all of this stuff that was going on, you know, I'm not sure what actually happened because different names and different identities and whatever it is that they did and stuff like that, it seems like abuse. So I'm not blaming my wife, you know, because my wife is not the person, you know, who did the stuff. Somebody tried to trick me into blaming my wife because they was using a name, April Williams, and they was using an image and an identity as an idol. They tried to make an idol god out of the name April Williams and the image of a person, you know, and they tried to use me as a puppet. And I wasn't trying to be used for those kinds of reasons. So my God should know what I said. And they tried to make me look homeless, and I've been paying my rent the whole time, so I'm not homeless. They tried to make me beg for food and money and stuff like that. They tried to make me look like a bad person. They tried to starve me out, mentally, emotionally, and sexually. And they tried to make me have sex with other people and do stuff like that or whatever because it's not a person here in the room with me using the name April Williams, being a wife, you know. So it's like somebody tried to use their family or names and images, and they tried to control and manipulate me in a sexual way. And part of what they did, they was trying to say, like, if you want to be with her, then you got to have sex with other people or different people, or you can't have her. And I don't even really understand what they was doing, but I told, so oh, and they wanted me to fight somebody or get mad over a social security check, because they took the other car that was supposed to be for April Williams, and they said, April Williams is the name they used for my wife, and they tried to give me one car and make me struggle financially, and they tried to frustrate me or trigger me into a fight or something. They wanted me to kill somebody or do something bad, and I did not. So my God should know people been being mean to me.